Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI Tuesday's edition from the Benin Network Center. I want to delve into what is going on right now in Rivers State, where, yes, Admiral IBAS choose to, give power to sole administrators, so to speak, to see over the affairs of each local government areas in Rivers State. And this has generated so much reaction. They're asking, what is the political implication of this particular action? After all, they just can't govern everything, even to the grassroots. They need someone to report back to him on what is going on. But is that legal? We talk about quest for peace, prosperity of the people of Rivers State. Should that be even encouraged or even given in form of an advice? With me here in the studio, I have a clergyman, a political analyst, political affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Bishop Bright Tulumese. Appreciate you joining us.
Good morning, Wilson. Good morning, viewers at home. Happy Easter.
Right, and one-time awards chairman, talking about Comrade Gracie Jomo May. This is a second stint, right, this morning. Yes. Welcome.
Thanks, Wilson. Thanks, viewers at home.
All right, and a politician, entrepreneur, and a right activist, Collins Osagai. Collins, welcome to TMI.
Good morning, Wilson. Good morning, viewers.
All right, so let me start off with you, Collins. What do you feel about this trend, appointing sole administrators to take over the helms of affairs in local government areas in Rivers State?
Yeah, thank you very much. The local government system is the authority of government. Ordinarily, is the closest system to which citizens can benefit governance. And by so doing, you also know that there is no vacuum in government. So from top to down, there shouldn't be vacuum. So based on that, I really did not see anything wrong in being appointing persons to assist him at local level within the period under review. You know, he's not permanently there to stay. It depends on how the former governor is able to go back and put his house in order. If he chooses not to put his house in order, just as you have heard him say over the time, I have the red Bible and determine who gets that, even when he has to bring down another arm of government. But however, I hope and I pray he's able to manage the situation so we can see him back on board as a democratic elected governor.
But so you see nothing wrong in it?
No, it's a very perfect one because governance must get to the grassroots. And so you need some assistance. And you need some persons to help you extend it. Now, for the fact that there is no democratic government in Rivers State today, does not stop the fact that people will not earn their salary. Does not stop the fact that security must be provided at the grassroots. Does not stop the fact that basic things that needs to be done, also including infrastructure, should be on hold. Government is a continuity. So whenever anyone comes, it starts from there. And when you are also out, another person starts from there.
All right, I'll come back to you, Collins. Well, Comrade, what do you feel about this?
Well, Rivers State is 57 years old, going to 58. And it's a state created by military rule when Gowon created Rivers State. And for years, before we attained full democratic dispensation, Rivers State was under military rule. So as a citizen journalist, I think the people are getting so used to it. They are relaxed. Forget about the pockets of protest you saw. They are more politically motivated. And because I said ab initio that you cannot blame IBAS for being appointed by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I would also now not say that it is wrong for him to appoint military personnel to assist him at the local government areas. No, it's the same logic. If you appoint a military personnel at the top, it follows, the logic follows that the people that will assist him will be from the military extraction too. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. because it's logical. You don't expect a military administrator to come and start working with so many civilians around him. It doesn't work like that.
So khaki all through.
So it's going to be khaki all through, and in so many other areas, even in the agencies and the parastatals of government, it's going to be all round. So people should be warming up for it. More appointments are coming.
More appointments are coming.
Yes.
Bishop, do you differ from their opinion?
Thank you, Wilson. It's a terrible situation right now for Nigerians to be witnessing what is happening right now. It's a shame also to the international community watching us, that there come a time in democracy that a sub-region was being handled by a sole administrator. It's a total shame, and this definition of democracy does not exist anywhere in the world and should not be encouraged. The appointment of sole administrator in the local government, local government in River State, is purely illegality, giving birth to illegality. It will not stand. The only assignment we know, number one, as good as anything in this country, if it's not based on the Constitution, it can't even stand. Number two, the proclamation that brought the sole administrator has said, the president solely said that if anything will change, he has to make a proclamation. We have not heard any proclamation from the president yet. And we also know that there was a court injunction stopping the sole administrator from going ahead. Why the rush? Okay, if you need assistance at local government level, why did you suspend those ones that were there? I thought he was sent there to make peace, not to destabilize an existing structure, to help. Let me correct on one that impression here. The local government administrator, none of them are khaki people, please. The issue is just political play, and it's a show of shame that very intellectual people will see this and not condemn it totally. All we can do, hold on, all we can do for this country at the time is that we must lend our voice to this political rascality. Tinubu, as a Democrat, had been given the opportunity to govern this nation, and politics has exposed who he really is. What is happening in River State, like I will always say and continue to say, is uncalled for. There was no reason for declaring state of emergency. Look at Plateau State. In few months, over 200 persons has been killed. No state of emergency. Go to different parts of the north. Go to Benue. Blood is shedding every day. What are you saying? This is it. What happened in River State is a total power grab, and they've grabbed that power. And what they are doing with it right now, only God knows. I also want to discourage the fact that it's just pocket of protest. It's not pocket of protest. It's real protest.
All right.
Yes.
Don't forget that we have two stains of the particular protest. For one, of course, against. We'll come to that. Collins, he said, this is a total show of shame. It will not stand. It's power grab. After all, we have one situation in Plateau State, in Benue State. No declaration of state of emergency. Talk less of appointing some administrators to run the local governments.
Now, the issue in River State, completely different from the issue in Benue State. And in Jos, Plateau, as he said, my brother, now your opinion sometimes differ from others. When a governor went to the House of Assembly and asked the House of Assembly building to be demolished, for no reason, you went in a court, you cannot decide what happened to another legally constituted arm of government. You came out in public saying the red power is yours. You decide what happened and what not happened. They will never come there. Nobody, some persons, they don't see anything wrong with that. You close a complete chapter with using 3 people as a legislature. Nothing was wrong with that. Yes, we know. Governor Obaseki taught many people how to do this. Because he started it from Edo.
You are wrong. Collins, there are many places
If serves me right, it happened before Governor Gordon.
It's too many that have happened.
Okay.
So let us say he started it.
Okay.
So let's be God.
Yes.
He reminded them that he can exist. Now, but the issue is, he that must come to him must come with clean hands. You can say you are the one that is right. The governor forgot governance. Everyone always on television, breaking, busting, and doing otherwise, creating a system that was completely filled with tension. To the extent that the national asset became their target. Now, let me tell you, Nigeria cannot exist without an economic system. Nothing you can do about it. Now someone and his team are beginning to threaten the national unity of the country and saying they will blow off all the source of the country. And they started doing it. And you expect the president to be looking, and tomorrow you will say, oh, right in his eyes, Nigeria cannot even produce 100 naira. Now, we talk of Jos and Benue. Most of those ones are community clashes that have been on for a while. Yes, it is unfair that people are killing themselves. Very, very unfair. But you also know that desperate politicians are also the ones sponsoring most of these things. Because the field election is also coming. They have started doing coalition and what have you. So let them create an impression that the president or the government is not working. But follow. Because the system we have today is a system that must tell ourselves the truth. Because when it is a natural something that is on, you and I will know. And we fight it squarely. That does not say that the president should not fight it. And I know he's doing his best, but the president is not the military heads who have their own vote of running security balancing for this country.
All right.
Let's not also forget.
Okay. Comrade Ijoma, 6 months was the time frame. But with the appointment of this sole administrator, do you think that the end game right now is still at 6 months?
We haven't done up to 3 months, so there is hope.
Are you bringing in sole administrators for local government? What is the end game? What is going on? What is going on?
They are yet to finish 3 months. So there is still hope that maybe before the end of the 5th month, something dramatic would happen from the hem of affairs, from Abuja. This man, he has a reference point. He has a target. And there is no way you expect a military administrator to work beyond his powers. He has to work within the framework regulating military administration in Nigeria. And that is using other military personnel to work out whatever terms of references that we are giving to him. You know, so I wouldn't want to say that we should go back. We should go back to the beginning where we said, we are tooting the opinion that his appointment was wrong. That's by the way. Now the man is in place. What should he do? I always ask, I said, a man should do what he has to do. And this man is already in place. We have had military incursions, or maybe military interventions, let's put it like that, where there are uprisings here and there. We have had crocodile, we have had all kinds of acronyms being mentioned when military took over a state to do security work. And now the system has enabled this officer, IBAS, and he has to do what he has to do. You wouldn't want him to just sit back, like I always said, to throw parties and maybe siphon monies. He has to even give account of these 6 months that he has been appointed to head River State. The 23 local government areas of River State has to be manned by personnel, and that is how they operate. You wouldn't want him to do you wouldn't want a man to be in military uniform and be acting like a civilian. That would even be acting or traverse. They will call him to order because that is not how they are ordered to work.
All right, Comrade Ijoma. Well, Bishop, you heard them. People like say, look, this might not just be the 6 month thing we talked about. This might just go beyond 6 months and think just a beginning. What do you think is the end game?
Yeah, when you talk about power grab, when you talk about political interests, politician wants to stay. You know this country at 10 syndrome. Politicians don't want to leave the corridor of power. People in politics, they see themselves as demigod. People who have grabbed power, they see themselves powerful than God. But one of the things we want to call every people who reason like us, let me use that language so I don't offend anybody, is that we must lend our voice and condemn in totality. If somebody asks us that what he do has already been, we should forget. We will not forget. He should resign and live there. Is a product of illegality. And number two, the point I want to make, the reason why he came there was to make peace. He's acting as if he has come there to stay forever. He doesn't need to appoint any sole administration in any local government. The local government have head of administration. The local government has been running. Yes, it should have. Because people are of the opinion that these names that we are seeing that are being appointed as loyal to a particular goddess in Abuja, a river son in Abuja. And we knew the origin of all of these political crisis and tension in River State. It was the issue of control, structure. People who want to control the grassroots, just politics and all of that. So now you were sent to bring peace. We ought to have seen, okay, even though you were illegality, okay, let's see that you try to balance both sides, not dismantling this for this. Why do we speak this truth to power? Is that time is going to come, posterity will have it that, oh, this was my opinion. This was what I contributed when this were happening. Because when we have friends outside the shores of this country who call to say, what is happening in your country, what having in River State? That is politicians, so you know, Nigeria politicians, this is how they are. So, but the important thing is that they have the military, they have the power and all that, but they also don't have our will. They also don't have our mouth and all of that. So they can't control what I say. At this moment, what is happening in River State, my conscience rejects it, condemn it. I want to, make reference to what our brother here said, the comrade here said. He said that there was a time the governor was saying, have the red barrel and all of that. Yes, that was political tension. What I was thinking was that, okay, now that the Supreme Court has given judgment, I wasn't even supporting Fubara that time. I was here, I said Fubara. Yeah. No. But you see, at this time now, it's no longer Fubara. The president is wrong. I'm a cleric, I'm not a politician. I don't come to hold brief for anybody. This is my opinion. Now, very just now, the president is wrong. Coming back to what he said, I would have thought the Supreme Court have given judgment. Allow them to play. If they succeed impeaching him, let them impeach him. Because that's what the impeachment is not a crime. It's not a coup. But what has just happened now is more or less like a coup.
But Wike said the president saved Fubara because
we don't want him to save him. That's impeached. That's what I don't want to even hear. That's because, see, okay, now when you go back reading the history of Nigeria, you're talking about democracy, you will get our children at a time to read about this story and get to and puzzle what happened that in democracy a region was now being controlled by a military and all of that. So are you not telling me, it was saying that our national asset was being threatened. In Bayelsa there was a explosion in national asset in oil facility. They put state of emergency there. This is just political situation. We thought that, okay, let them go into the political field. The governor, after the Supreme Court judgment, went ahead, went to the state House of Assembly, tried president. He was coming to the air, crying foul that they were not sitting. I said, that's politics. Make them to sit. Play the politics. Don't cry. Nobody listens to you. This IBAS did something strangely, showed that gigantic House of Assembly complex is under construction, being funded by the suspended governor.
Okay.
So, in other words, what is not the issue? The point I'm making is that I'm not whether for this or for that, but I'm saying at the moment we should stop playing dirty. When you carry green passport and you are staying in any of the embassy, the way you are being treated. I was traveling one of the time, I saw Nigerians being stripped. They remove all their clothes. In terms of search and all of that.
We'll come to that.
And I tried to say, for what this is, because they didn't commit any crime.
Okay.
Because of the visa. Everybody, as we don't come down for a plane, everybody who had green passport, go this way. That is unacceptable.
He raised the point. He said, we have a head of administration in local government. why didn't IBAS work with the head of administration? Or is it a ploy to stay for a longer period of time, as he's alluding?
Now, head of administrations as core civil servants. The people that were brought in are interim assistants.
Interim assistants?
Yes, to assist the administrator in delivering as scheduled. Now, let me also tell you, those heads of those civil servants are very used to politicians. And let me tell you, who they serve last, most times still have a way. And many a time, most of those civil servants are being put in there, even when their records are not clear to even be appointed as such. And politicians, local government chairman come, manipulate it, make you head of department. Those who even came before you are far behind. Now, he wants somebody he can deal with. I think that's not issue we should even worry about. The issues we should be worried about are, do people do things rightly? You know, sometimes this power intoxicates. It rolls people from the inside. And they think once they get that opportunity of becoming a governor, or some people becoming other special ambassadors and commissioners, they make it look as if they have become demigod. They have become demigod. I had a commissioner who told me on phone that he's a mafia. He can do undo, and he can make anybody, you know, you expect a commissioner saying that. I don't have it on record. Now, for example, you now imagine that's a commissioner becoming a governor. So he will be like some Fubara. No matter how you try to close.
For real?
So he will
Collins?
Now, if at the level of Collins and this kind of person, somebody will tell me that, you can imagine those who are more gentle than I do, what they will go through. Now, governance is not an opportunity to oppress. Because if you oppress, somebody is coming to also oppress you. If not that Wike was somebody who wants to get to the end. Even some persons, maybe they would have opted out. But Wike also have a grace that he did not just say because he has installed somebody and did not also for more job. If Wike were a minister, that probably would have been the end of Wike, because take it or leave it, he has opportunity being a minister, knowing more people, giving them more contract. So even if it comes to somebody even helping him to fund crisis in Rivers State, there will be volunteers who would say any money.
Are you saying it's funded crisis right now?
That is the rules of politics.
Is that what you're saying? You're on national TV. Are you saying Wike is funding persons to orchestrate mayhem in Rivers?
I just gave an instance. I said Wike is not dormant. As it stands, he is a functional and a working minister. If it comes to that Fubara wants to fight, Wike still have the capacity that he will see volunteers who will tell him they will help him fund whatever it will cost to make him win river crisis. It's normal. The same way with the governor. There are people who probably are looking for bigger contracts and take the excellency of this matter. Anything it will cost you, let us know and we'll pay the bills. But that is not how it's supposed to be. Okay. People should learn to respect and stop betraying themselves. This betraying thing is not only at the top. There are sometimes you work with assumed leader. Your leader will also betray a common supporter who want to grow. They will not want them to grow after using them like a rag in most cases. So sometimes only when it affects the very bourgeois that we see it as something that's worth discussing.
All right, all right. Our Abuja Network Center is standing by right now. Hold on, our Abuja Network Center is standing by. So let's just get your conclusion, Ijoma, briefly. Do you think this man has come to stay? He's going to go beyond 6 months?
The system has enabled this man. I said that ab initio, that the system has enabled this man. And once the system has enabled you, whether it is illegal or legal, that is not what we are talking about now. Because we will keep hammering on illegality, and these 6 months will come and go, and then maybe there may be an extension. Nobody knows yet.
Is that a game plan?
The issue, I don't know about the game plan, but the issue is that the system has enabled this man, and logic says, once a military administrator is at the helm of affairs, he works with military personnel too, to support the system.
Thank you.
To support his terms of reference.
Thank you.
And to work out the modalities for governance.
Thank you so much, Ijoma. Well, Bishop, your last line.
I say one-man protest.
One-man protest.
Calling on President Tinubu to act as a Democrat, restore the duly elected governor of Rivers State. End this illegality, it will tell on your person as the day go by. 4 or 8 years, Buhari is no longer there after 8 years. Now today you are there, tomorrow you may not be there. the legacy you leave behind matters a lot. Please end this illegality before you give birth to more illegality. What is happening now in Rivers State is not governance. It cannot be recorded all of that.
Thank you.
Because the law of local government is either, if there's no democratic elected local government in any of the local government, they cannot access their funds. So
Thank you.
What are these so administration going to now administer in their
as it stands right now,
local government?
they are accessing their funds.
They are
smoothly.
assessing funds.
That's
They are
because
paying
illegality is bringing up illegality.
Thank you. Well,
May God deliver this country.
Amen.
amen. Amen.
Collins did not say amen.
Thank you. Anyway, we just keep on watching. The question now is, what is the game plan? What is the end game? Is it going to stay beyond 6 months? Because for you to start appointing some administrators for the local government, maybe something is happening that we cannot perceive or feel yet. Anyway, thank you so much, gentlemen.